It was the 7th of November, 2014, 2:45 in the morning. The phone rang in a dispatch center, and on the other end was a man named Joseph Parker. His voice was hollow, worn thin. He wasn't just calling for help. He was calling to confess, to describe a nightmare he had crafted with his own hands. On what should have been a celebration, his 12th wedding anniversary. He told the operator he had shot his wife, Samantha, and believing her dead, he had placed her in the freezer out in the garage. But that wasn't why he was calling. He was calling because hours earlier he had gone to check on her, and he saw something impossible. She was alive, a hole in her temple, her body frozen solid after 2 days in that icy tomb, but blinking, communicating. 1 blink for yes, 2 for no. He begged the operator to believe him, swore this was no prank. He said he still loved her. He tried to make her comfortable, tried to give her water. He just wanted someone to save her. When police arrived at that garage in Springville, they found the scene exactly as he described. But the truth was far worse. She hadn't just been placed in the freezer. She had been brutally forced into it, and she was not alive. She had been dead for days. The blinking, the conversation, it was all a horrific hallucination. A phantom reality born in Joseph's shattered mind. He became the most wanted man in Tennessee that same day. Police tracked his car, pulled him over, surrounded him. But Joseph Parker had been clear on that call. He would not go to jail. When officers opened his door, they found he had been true to his word. He was dead from a self-inflicted gunshot. Taking his reasons with him, all that was left was the echo of that impossible deluded phone call. A recording that now lives in the darkest corners of the internet. Social media told one story about Jennifer Sheffield. Her TikTok showed a woman in medical school, a dedicated stepmother to 2 children, a wife sharing loving moments with her husband Brandon. It was an image of a perfect life. Then in December of 2024, she posted a different kind of video. She announced she and Brandon were divorcing. She called it civil, said he was being incredible and supportive. She was scared. She'd never been on her own before, but she was hopeful. 18 days later, family asked for a welfare check at their home in Mississippi. Inside, police found Jennifer and Brandon Sheffield. They were lying side by side. Each had been shot in the head. Brandon had killed Jennifer. Then himself, the man she praised for his decency, had ended her future and stolen her from the children who called her mom. The motive seems agonizingly clear. A divorce he could not accept. Yet in the aftermath, a cruel twist emerged. In online forums, where some voices began to sympathize with Brandon, even blaming Jennifer. It was a final terrible disrespect. On June 14th, 2017, a woman named Rania Ibrahim did something she'd never done before. She started a live stream on Facebook. From the first second, it was clear this was no ordinary broadcast. Panicked voices argued in the background, "Don't open the door! Maybe someone's outside." When the door cracked open, the camera showed a wall of thick black smoke and the deafening scream of fire alarms. They were on the 23rd floor of Grenfell Tower in London. A fire was raging below them. But every time Rana or the others with her called for help, the emergency operators gave one firm instruction: stay put. Do not leave your flat. The building was designed to contain it. Rescue was coming. That instruction was a death sentence. The fire had started in a fridge on the 4th floor. It had not been contained. It had found a path up the building's new exterior cladding that had knowingly been chosen because it was cheap. Despite receiving the lowest possible fire safety rating, internal emails from the manufacturer had seen the failing grade and simply said, "Oops." On that live stream, you could hear Rana's children in the room. You could hear them calling for help out the window. "We're stuck on the 23rd floor." The stream cut off after 6 minutes. For another half hour, operators still told them to stay where they were. But rescue was not coming. Fire commanders had already ordered their crews not to go above the 12th floor. It was too dangerous. The helicopters they could hear were only watching. By the time they were told to try and escape, the single stairwell was a vertical chimney of flame. Rana, her 2 young children, and 70 others died that night. It was a tragedy written in advance by greed and negligence. It was just another Saturday morning for Rhoda McFarland. February 2nd, 2008. The manager of the Lane Bryant store in Tinley Park, Illinois. She'd come in on her day off to help with the big sale. The store was quiet. A few shoppers browsed. A delivery man walked in with some papers, but he didn't deliver anything. He just lingered. Rhoda grew suspicious and called another store to check. There was no delivery scheduled. Before she could react, the man pulled a gun. He robbed Rhoda, her employee, and the 4 customers. He forced them to the back of the store, bound their hands with duct tape, and pulled underwear over their heads to blindfold them. 2 more women entered the store. He robbed them, pistol-whipped one, and brought them to the back too. 8 women trapped. Then he seemed to lose his nerve. He paced, agitated. Sensing his hesitation, Rhoda managed to work a hand free, and using her Bluetooth earpiece dialed 911. She whispered their location. Before the call disconnected, an officer was nearby. He arrived at the store within minutes. He found the back room. 6 of the women were on the floor. Each had been shot in the head, execution style, but the gunman was gone. One woman had survived by playing dead after a bullet grazed her neck. Her testimony gave police a perfect description. A husky man with a single braid tipped with green beads. CCTV showed 2 SUVs pulling up around the time of the shooting. A getaway. But after a massive search, the killer vanished. That was 18 years ago. The Lane Bryant massacre remains unsolved. He took about $200. He left behind a perfect description. His voice on the 911 tape. His DNA under a victim's fingernails. And yet he is a ghost. A man who walked into a store in the morning light, committed an act of inexplicable brutality, and then disappeared into the world, leaving behind only questions and a silence that has lasted for nearly 2 decades.